can see here, we're starting with blank white paper as usual, creating a few characters. The joke today deals with the idea that what it would be like if Google was not a website, but it was a guy. And the guy we just finished in the middle there is our representation, a human version of Google. And this guy over to the right there is not him. The guy on the left is not him either, but they're going to be saying something that is pertinent to our joke. And so this right here that you see is kind of the sketch part of it all, and that's how I start every comic. Now we go to the inking. I use a thick outer line for everything that I do, and these guys are no different. As people may have noticed, none of my comic strip characters ever look the same. They all kind of are unique in their own way, and that's true here as well. We then go in a thin line. This is, I think, a 7-point or so ink pen, and that's what I use for all the detail, all the inside lines, shading, sort of cross-hatching, small details. You can see me doing, I just did some shoelaces there. There's some more. That's a small detail if there ever was one. This is where I work out specifics about faces and expressions, and I do put in some black areas if needed, but you don't know this yet, but the guy's pants in the middle are intended to be black. And sometimes I color that ahead of time, and sometimes I wait until the color stage, which you'll see here in a minute, and you'll see how I change that. So even though I created pants for that guy and a little bit of detail there, that's all going to go away here in a minute. So we finish up our ink part of things. I think we have to put this little background line. It's pretty much the only time I use a ruler, and sometimes I don't even use that. Sometimes I just eyeball it, but occasionally I like to be as mathematically, horizontally correct as possible. Okay, we move to the color part. There's a lot of other steps you didn't see here. But, and obviously things are moving faster than one might expect, but it's the magic of post-production. Anyway, I first always do flesh tones. It's more of a habit or ritual with me, but I do a layer in Photoshop of flesh tones. And why do I start with flesh tone? I don't know. Just kind of have been doing it forever, and that's kind of where I start every time. In fact, I don't think I ever start with different color. The expression I was shooting for the guy in the middle was something of surprise and maybe mortification, or sort of he hates what's happening. That's intentional. When you see the joke, you'll kind of understand why. And again, this is kind of an obscure idea. I don't know why I found it interesting or why I think it's funny or any of that. And maybe it isn't, but my thinking was, what would it be like if Google was a person? What would it be like being asked some of the questions that you get asked if you're a search engine, the kinds of things you're made to search for people? I find that kind of fascinating, so that's where this came from. As you can see, I'm doing a second layer. There's usually sort of accessories like hair, teeth, eyes, pants, shoes. This is a second underlying layer, so I can actually color pretty quickly against lines or against color I've already done and not run the risk of going out of the lines because that flesh layer is on top of the other. It's kind of a trick I've done for a long time. Here comes the black pants I referred to earlier. A little bit of cleanup there. Sometimes it's good to just have the contrast of black there to make us think. Khaki pair for that guy. The reason you keep seeing the big purple background, occasionally I'll do that to make sure I filled in all my white spaces, eyes and teeth and the like, because sometimes I'll forget that, and when I go to put background colors in, it'll be sort of jarring and it just bugs me, so I'm a little bit anal about it. This is the shade portion of things, where we give everybody just a little bit of light and dark, kind of a cel-shaded effect, and I think it comes off pretty well. I use a little trick with transparency and layers there. Nothing, there's no rocket science to that. I think this is the point we start adding some background elements. There's what will be our sky and our ground. And as you can see, it's pretty basic shape for now, but we lighten that up a little, and I think we add clouds at this point. Yeah. There's a little trick I use to make clouds. I'm giving away my secrets here, that's okay. You can kind of see from what you see there how I create those. It's kind of a style I like to see on screen. Also saves me time. It's where we can actually create the joke. If Google was a dude, this guy says, I need to find out how to make a potato gun. Very funny. This guy says something else. I think I paused here for a while because I didn't like the joke, so I was racking my brain. I finally come up with that. I want to chat with hot teens. And then off to the side, someone yelling naked boobs. So kind of the strange stuff that Google, that you see in Google from time to time. Creating our word bubbles now. This is kind of the final step of things. Of course, there's a lot of uploading and other stuff I have to do, but that is generally what I do before I finish a strip. Doing a little extra shadow work beneath our characters, and finally a little bit of white behind that title. And here we have our final piece of work. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you guys next week.